Ladies, you really do not even need to ask a real man for help. Like, they offer, they take care of it. They instinctually know, and they just handle it. They are natural problem solvers. They want to solve the problem. So if you go to him with a little problemo, done. A real man, handled. Handled. How much you need? What do you need? What do you need from me? What do you want? How can I make it better? How can I fix this? How can I fix this so that way you can go back to being the happy, fun, loving, stress-free person that I know and want you to be?
Okay, 3 things stand out to me from watching that clip. Number 1, the first thing that she imagines when a man is offering to fix her problems is him saying, "How much do you need?" It's quite revealing, isn't it, about the way that she views a man's role in her life? How much money is he going to give her? That's where her mind first goes. Number 2, she mentions twice that a man who doesn't instantly snap to attention, ready to solve her problems, is not a real man. Classic shaming tactic, holding a man's masculinity hostage. He's not a real man unless he lives to serve her. Very revealing of a dark sexism. But the last thing I picked up on, and I would say is the most concerning, is her expectation that she should not have to communicate what her problems are, or what it is that she would like from him. No, a real man just knows. You don't even need to ask. He knows what you need instinctively. For many modern women, their idea of true love is never having to communicate their thoughts, their desires, their problems to their boyfriend. No, he just magically knows what she wants. This is the ultimate fantasy, and a man who can do that, well, he's a real man. If I'm grumpy because I'm hungry, he just knows, and he goes to make me a snack without me even having to ask. If I'm angry about a chore that he forgot to do, I don't need to remind him about that chore. No, he just remembers. He's able to figure it out by himself. If I'm yelling at him, but deep down I'm feeling vulnerable and scared, he should know my true feelings, and instead of reacting to my yelling, he should comfort me. For so many modern women, they don't want to communicate with their boyfriends and husbands. They just want him to know what needs to be done. The expectation is that to be a real man, you need to be a mind reader. But guess what? Even though that expectation is terrifyingly common amongst modern women, the expectation that your partner should be a mind reader is actually a telltale sign that you are a narcissist.
Narcissists absolutely expect you to read their mind. They have a strong sense of entitlement that causes them to feel like you should be prioritizing their thoughts, their mood, their feelings, their perspective over your own. And additionally, narcissists also feel like they deserve special treatment. They don't feel like they should have to communicate their needs and their thoughts and their feelings like a normal person. They just feel entitled for you to already know it. Also, in some ways, narcissists lack self-awareness, and that also ties into that entitlement and also their lack of empathy, in that they don't see how fucking ridiculous it is that they expect you to be able to read their mind. Also, because narcissists tend to only see things from their perspective, they think that that's the only perspective that there is that actually makes sense. So why would you not already know what they're thinking? Why would you not already know what they're feeling? It's the only way to think and the only way to feel in their eyes. And narcissists love to keep you on your toes. They want to keep you guessing, trying to figure out what they're thinking, trying to figure out what they're feeling. They want to be the center of everything in your world at all times. And actually, not only do they want it, they expect it. If you don't, they're going to punish you for it in one way or another to, again, keep you on your toes and make sure that your priority is trying to figure out them and how they feel and what they think.
I wonder how many guys in the audience right now listening to that are thinking, oh my God, how does that woman know my ex-wife, know my ex-girlfriend? Whoa. All right, this seems like dangerous territory, Alexander. Are you saying that this classic narcissistic trait is becoming more common amongst all modern women, therefore making the extreme suggestion that as a trend, modern women are displaying more and more narcissistic behaviors? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
We've created a generation of narcissistic women. And what's happened is the rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. Every poor choice is glamorized. So if you want to be a sex worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. If you want to be with it, every poor choice is glamorized, and every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. So they've even got terms for internal reflection to prevent it happening. And so what will happen is they are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project. And so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist. He must be a manipulator. He must be gaslighting. He, rather than I.
Most men want their girlfriends to be happy. They like doing things for her. They like fixing problems. They're happy to go above and beyond just to please her. And when you've got a man who is so willing to do whatever it takes to make her happy, it seems so painful, so unfair to not just tell him what it is that you want. He's willing to do it, but you do have to tell him. But no, for some of these modern women, they think that they are entitled to a man who can read their mind, that somehow it is beneath them to have to communicate their wants and desires. Are you ready for this to get pretty dark? Because psychologically, the truth is lots of women enjoy withholding that information from their boyfriends. It gives them this sick sense of power to hold their own emotions hostage. It's very abusive, and I'm going to explain more about how it works in a moment. But first, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, Bathmate. You go to the gym to exercise your muscles, you read books and you listen to podcasts to exercise your mind. But what are you doing to exercise your cock? To keep your penis healthy, it's good to have erections. To have blood flowing in and out of the vessels there, that's how it exercises. That's why you get random erections throughout the night. It's good for your penis health. And this is what makes Bathmate products perfect for anybody who wants to look after the health of their cock and achieve strong erections. It's also a great alternative for anybody who's dealing with erectile dysfunction and doesn't want to use pharmaceuticals. The product itself is a hydro pump. You use it in the shower with water so that the pressure is distributed evenly. And using these products will make you rock hard, which can be a great confidence booster. Bathmate products are FDA inspected, they're manufactured in the UK, and they are popular. They have thousands of 5-star reviews and testimonials from men that say that using these products has helped them achieve much stronger erections. These guys really stand behind their product. They are confident that you're going to love them. That's why they offer a 60-day money-back guarantee. There's really no risk. Order it, try it. If for some reason you don't like it, you get your money back. It's an amazing deal. If you want to find out more, click on the link in the description box below. Okay, back to the video and explaining the dark psychology of a woman who enjoys not telling you what she's feeling or what she wants you to do, and why she likes putting you under the pressure of being a mind reader. A woman who's thinking, I know why I'm upset, but I'm not going to tell you. It gives me pleasure to see you running around trying to please me, trying to guess what it is that I want. I like having that power over you. It's very dark. And even if her motives are not quite that sinister, the expectation that you read her mind, that you intuitively know what it is that she wants without her having to communicate, is evidence of a very immature understanding of love. Perhaps when she was a baby, she could reasonably expect that when she's crying, her mother intuitively understands whether she's tired or whether she's hungry. But as an adult, if she is upset or if she wants something, she can communicate that. My daughter is 3 years old and she knows how to communicate her needs. If she wants food, she asks me. If she wants to play a game, she tells me. So if my infant daughter is capable of communicating her needs, it is not unreasonable to expect that a grown woman should be able to do the same. But of course, if a man does fail to read her mind, to know what she's feeling, to know what she wants, what she's thinking, so many modern women are going to hit him quick with the accusation, you don't care about me, you don't love me.
For real? All this because I said I was going to go out with my friends.
Well, now what am I gonna do tonight?
Babe, it's not going to be long.
It's 8 o'clock and you're leaving now. You're gonna be back at like midnight. Someone's gonna like come in or something.
It's just a guy's night out.
You don't even love me.
Come on.
You don't even love me. You don't even love me.
For real?
You don't love me.
That's messed up.
You're not doing what I want, therefore you don't love me. You have a separate life to me, therefore you don't love me. You didn't read my mind, therefore you don't love me. It is such bullshit. It is a completely reasonable standard that in every adult relationship, if you want something, you can ask for it. And a boyfriend can prove that he cares about you by listening to what it is that you want. The love is in the listening. But the idea that he should be a mind reader is ridiculous. Now, some women will object to this. They'll say, oh, but I don't know how to communicate what I want. And that's funny because it seems like when you're speaking to your girlfriends about your boyfriend and all the ways that he is failing, you seem to know exactly what it is that you want. But suddenly, when talking directly with him, you find it very difficult. But regardless, even if it is a struggle for you to articulate what it is that you want, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, that's not an excuse to be bad at it. Work at it. It's a muscle. It needs to be exercised. It's a skill. It needs to be practiced. Take some personal responsibility. Say, yes, I understand this is an essential skill I need to develop. I will work on it. It's always worrying if you hear a woman say something along the lines of, well, he should know what I want because I already told him once. She's thinking that because she mentioned in one conversation 6 months ago that a good night's sleep is important to her, that he should magically know that she wants to leave the party at 10 p.m. Even though she has said nothing to him, he should just remember that conversation and know what it is that she's feeling. It's such bullshit. Again, there's no accountability. Even if it is something that you've talked about before, what exactly is the harm in just reminding that person? Saying, can we please leave? I'm tired. I would like to go to bed. Isn't that so much better than expecting him to be a mind reader? For many modern women, no, they have this bizarre, toxic belief that a favor is more meaningful if it's done for her and she didn't have to ask for it. Why? I mean, is it really that pleasurable to play out this narcissistic fantasy that you are so important that you don't even need to speak out your desires? Everybody just magically and intuitively knows what they are and acts upon them? Why would women want that? Isn't there something more dignified in owning your own desires and asking for a man to do something? In being a self-possessed adult who knows what they want, takes ownership of that, and then communicates it? Evidently not. For some people, speaking out loud what it is that they want, it feels too vulnerable. They're worried that they're coming across as needy or something, or that they're going to get rejected. And instead of working through that discomfort, they just expect their partner to be a mind reader. It's absolute codependence, and by shying away from that challenge, they are missing a massive opportunity to bond with their partner. This is actually the area where a huge amount of pair bonding takes place. In a relationship, to be vulnerable, to ask for something that you need, to risk ridicule and rejection, but then have your request received, respected, validated, acted upon, it builds trust, it builds comfort. There's a huge opportunity there. If by asking something you feel ashamed that you should have to ask about it, but then you take that risk, you show that courage, and then he receives it properly, right there you can challenge that belief that you are shameful, that you are unlovable, that you are undeserving. This is how pair bonding and loving relationships often works. A series of exchanges like that where you are vulnerable to the other person and it's received really well. But of course, there is a separate category where a woman is upset about something, but she doesn't know why she's upset or what she needs from her man. How is a woman meant to handle that situation, and what can you do as her partner to support her? We're getting into a lot of deep relationship nuance with questions like that. And I give the full guide on how to handle situations like that in the full length version of this video, which is available on Patreon. What you see here on YouTube, these are the more simplified, the shortened, abridged versions of my videos. The more in-depth stuff for guys who really want to take their understanding of this to the next level is all on Patreon. So if you want access to that, come and join me on Patreon.